Hey golfers, Jack Spencer here, Practical Golf for All. Today I'd just like to touch again about the turn a little bit. Hopefully you've seen the other video and you're turning more at an angle and less horizontally, and weight shift. And weight shift, the reason why I'm doing this is because weight shift is just so vitally important. And again, if you're a stack and tilt guy, don't watch this because it doesn't apply. So you need to properly load your right side on the backswing in order to get through the ball and compress it to your best ability. I see a lot of guys say, I just can't get to my left side. I don't know why, but I never finish like you'd like to see, where you're facing the target, your weight's on your left. I never, they're finishing kind of like this or whatever. Or they're not getting, their finish is like right in here because their swing's actually slowing down, probably trying to compensate for a fall. Two things about that is, number one, if you don't properly load this right side, you're going to have a hard time transferring your weight to your left side during the strike. And number two, I see it a lot of times in people where they try to load this right side, but they sway. This right leg goes outside the foot like that. And when you go like that, then it's almost impossible to come into the ball and actually, post up on your left side. And again, this is obviously all for a right-handed golfer. So, on the backswing, it's all right if this leg straightens a little bit so that to facilitate your hip turn and your shoulder turn. It's all right if this left heel comes up off the ground, however far you need to get it up, because a nice full turn, is going to really set the stage for a good solid strike. You see some of these people on tour swinging, like Lexi Thompson or Justin Thomas. When they come into the ball, man, they're up on this right toe and they're practically jumping at it with their left toe. They can do that because they play golf pretty much, or practice golf pretty much every day of their life. And they have coaches and all that, but that's going to be really difficult for you and I. A nice stable base is probably going to help us play our best golf. But that being said, like I said, if you need to release this left foot, the heel a little bit, and I don't get into pressure points, that's a bit more technical. The pros haven't measured, and you see these things online where people say, unscrew the jar with your feet or something. There's so much stuff out there that can really confuse you. I'd like to get to the point where you can just do this pretty much naturally. And one thing I'd really like to stress a lot is these tips are designed to help you, become a better ball striker fundamentally. And hopefully an easily related to way. Nothing is going to ever make golf easy. I struggle with the same things you struggle with. I try to play golf twice a week. I don't play on weekends because it takes too long. My friends and I go out, if it's a foursome, we play in 3.5 hours. If it's only two of us, we might play in 2.5 hours, and that's how I like to play. My warm-up is my first tee shot, That's what I'll say about that. So please don't think that I don't hit squirrely shots, because I do. We all do. Then it becomes a game of managing your misses. So I just wanted to touch on that weight transfer. You might notice, one little training aid I have here is I'm wearing a steel-toed work boot on my right foot and a regular golf shoe on my left. And the purpose of that is, you know, the sole's a little thicker in this work shoe. It's a lot heavier and it wraps up around my ankle. And I mean, you see things, you know, put a golf ball down on the ground or at an angle, and you know, and that's fine. That helps. This is just something you can do at home if you wish, you know, and it just adds stability to this right side, so that, you know, when I go back, I have a lot harder time swaying off of that with this bad boy on my back foot. So, you know, work on that. Just load that right side. Straighten this knee if you have to. Do not allow it to sway. Straightening, you see almost everybody doing that anymore. You know, to what degree, you know. But yeah, they straighten it. And when, you know, when you straighten it, if you just stand there like this in a golf stance and you straighten that knee, you're gonna feel this trail hip raise a little bit. You're gonna feel some of your weight going back towards the heel of your right foot. And, you know, there's a lot of good things that are gonna happen when that leg straightens. A little, I mean, you don't wanna snap it back like that, but you know, you go from a flex to a little bit of a, and then come down through it. Weight transfer, very, very important. It's, for whatever reason in golf, it's a lot more difficult of a thing to seem to try to achieve than if, you know, you're hitting a tennis forehand, or you know, a baseball swing. So, work on that a little bit, and I think, you know, if you do not rush your backswing, I wanted to mention this as well. If you don't hit a golf ball with your backswing, you know, if you rush that, if you know, do one of those jobbers, the incidence of you swaying on this right knee increases exponentially, and the probability that you're going to get to your left side decreases exponentially. You know, and I'm not saying you have to swing like Hideki Matsuyama, but at the same time, you know, it should be a little bit of a dance. 1, 2, boom. Just take your time on your backswing. You know, we all tend to rush that. But if you really want to get through it and reach a solid strike, you need to have this backside properly loaded, and in order to properly load it, you need to take a little bit of time to do that. So, you know, like that. There, I'm feeling about 80% of my weight on this back foot. My left heel's not off the ground, but I can tell there's no real weight on it. It's all on my toe. Whereas if I jerk it back, my left heel really comes off the ground. I feel like this right side's getting outside of my foot, and you don't want that. So, you know, practice that a little bit. A little more deliberation in your backswing, a little bit more loading. And once this right side is properly loaded, I think you'll find it a lot easier to get to your left. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, sorry. If you did, if you have any questions, please ask.